Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, I'm Robert J. Moore, and I want to welcome you back to Next Level Coaching. First and foremost, one thing I do want to mention is I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. She's the founder of USA Global TV. She's the one that allows myself and many others to use her platform to get out there in the world and be global. So I appreciate that. Now, I want to talk to you a bit about why I chose the name Next Level Coaching. So what I did was, I was in another business before, several other businesses. I had many businesses before. One of them I grew really big, and then I sold it because, like I said before, I felt lonely at the top. When I felt lonely at the top, it's because I forgot to bring people with me. So the fact of me not bringing people with me made me learn something. And I took that 6 months off and opened another business, a business I did not enjoy, but I did it to digest what was going on, and then I took that time away. And then once I took that time away, it allowed me to see what was going on with my life and how I was using it to utilize the way things were in my life. So I was asked to come back to coaching, and the reason why I was asked to come back to coaching is because I'm really good at it. I'm really good at reading people, really good at giving advice, but the thing is, I always use different tools. I'm an outside box thinker, like I mentioned before. Being an outside box thinker is I always hire coaches myself to grow. I can't sit there and say I'm a high-end coach if I'm not learning myself. I need to learn some more stuff higher end in order to train the people below me to bring them to my level so I can go to that next level. So that's the reason why. So when you look at it, I'm bringing other people to my level so I can go to that next level. So that's high-end coaching, which is called Next Level Coaching. That's the reason why I called it that. Now, one thing I want to mention is I use a lot of tools. Sometimes it takes you a day to set things up. But if it takes you a day to set it up, how long will it last? If you set it up properly, you could do it for months. So I took yesterday, for instance, I actually set up a whole bunch of automation through AI. And it does all my posts for me. Every platform I have, it does all my posts for me. Now, I'm not going to get into what exact tools I use. If you want to find out that, the software, the tools, and the automations I do use, you can get a hold of me. You can get a hold of me and we can work together. We could actually, see if we're a proper fit. And if we're a proper fit, then we can move forward from there. But I can guarantee you, a lot of these things you probably haven't heard of because I deal with some higher end people. And I'm always willing to grow that next level up. I mean, you might have heard of it. That's okay too. I'm not worried about that. What I like to see though is more people grow with their passion instead of their, I gotta make money. Because as I mentioned before, if you're focusing on money, you're gonna stay broke. Don't focus on the money. Stay on your passion. If you go with your passion, put your thoughts from your head to your heart. I call it the 18-inch rule. If you actually do that, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have an emotion behind it, and you're going to be willing to try harder and willing to do more, especially if you're putting money into it. If you're putting money into it, how many people have always, hey, buy this program, buy that program, buy this program. They've never done anything with it. Hands up. I got my hand up too. I've done it many, many times. But now I utilize the fact of what I haven't used, and I utilize what I can use in the future. So simply put, if you go on Facebook, Twitter, if you go on anything, LinkedIn, any of these tools that you have, that platforms for social media, and you actually just ask people, hey, listen, this is the stuff I'm doing. This is what's going on. What would you choose of that? Let them come up with the answer for you. Now you get to know what your client is, future client, or someone, a potential person, anybody is looking at. Because you know what? You want to look, I have a lot of education. A lot of education. Like I said before, it's boring to teach my education. I need to, in order to come up with a solution, I need to find out what the problem is. The problem doesn't lie with me. Oh, I took psychology. I know the problem. Well, no, you don't. Okay, what you need to do is the solution lies within the other people that are amongst you. You got a billion people out there. How many people you have on Facebook, right? How many people your friends have on Facebook? How many people you have on Twitter and all the rest of them, all the different social medias? If you start asking questions and get answers, get people involved in it, then all of a sudden you're going to get some answers. You're going to find, oh, this person here, they need some more automation. They need to learn how to get more leads. They need to learn how to do marketing. They need to learn how to get that next level because they're stuck. Maybe people are happy being stuck, but that's, not a lot of people are. But they always want to say, oh, if only things were happening today. Today's the day. Today's the day. They keep saying that. Or I used to say, one of my famous words I used to say is, I can't wait for this to happen. Just need that one thing to happen, that one thing to happen. Well, guess what? Make it happen. Put it in your mind, your thoughts, and your body and your soul, and make it happen. It's not going to happen unless you actually do something about it to make it happen. So when I look at automation, what do I do with automation? I got my emails on automation. I got my social media stuff, my postings, that all on automation. I put a bunch of things in one listing, and then AI actually go over them, and they make a new thing every time, new posting, and they actually put them out there for me. The reason why I do that is because I don't have time for the little stuff. And I'm not going to hire someone to actually do the stuff that someone else could. I don't have to really pay for. I mean, yeah, I'm paying, $30, $40 a month to do it this way. It's a lot cheaper than hiring someone at $400 or $500 a week. I have to look at the odds, right? So I do it that way. So when I do that, it all leads up to lead generation. People like your stuff. They come by, like yesterday, for instance. 2 people come up to me, hey, I really like your post. I really like what you're talking about. And I had to go back and look at the post in order to see what they were talking about in order to have that conversation. So you will have to go back and look at the stuff. You will have to read the stuff on a daily basis. I have it every 4 hours or 5 hours. It's going to post on each one of them. And I have to figure out which one they're talking about. Normally they put something on there, clarifying, oh, this is the one I like, or, hey, this is pretty cool. This is so true. And it draws a lot of people in that I've never met before, which is cool, which I like. I'm not expecting them to be coming in, paying me money. Like I said, I don't focus on the money. I focus on how can I empower them? How can I, even if we're just having a 2-minute talk, I'm not looking at them like, okay, well, how can I help these people? And I'll tell you the reason why I don't think like that no more. When I first started coaching, you're going to laugh. When I first started coaching, there was a guy, I was at an event, one of my probably first or second events I've ever been to, and I said, I'm going to be a coach. I'm going to be a coach, and all of a sudden I'm sitting down and I'm thinking, okay, well, I got this. I got all this education, and everybody's going to love me for what I got to talk about. Remember, I told you, don't focus on the education that you have, all the stuff you know. You have to focus on what other people have to bring to the table with their own problems so you have a solution for it. Well, I did it backwards. This is why I'm telling you this. I looked at a guy and I got very judgmental, and I said, listen, this guy smells. He smells like he just come off a farm or something. It smells like something rotten. I don't like the smell. But the way he was dressed, he also looked like he didn't have much money, right? So I said, even if it was $10, at least I can get my name out there and I could coach this guy and I could walk him through things. I'm just sitting there getting to know him through the event, and I didn't really hear much what was going on with the event because I'm thinking of ways to bring this person into me and coach this person. Finally, at the end of it and everything else, he says, do you have Facebook? I said, I certainly do. He says, good. Write down your name and everything. I will add you on to Facebook when I get home. He added me on Facebook when I got home, and to my surprise, I overjudged this guy. I judged this guy big time. I thought, oh, well, he's going to be my client. I don't care if it's $10. I mean, just to get my name out there, this guy could tell people, hey, listen, this Robert J. Moore is a pretty cool cat and everything else. And next thing you know, he was the operations manager of Think and Grow Rich. Wow, was that an eye-opener. It blew me away. It blew me away. He told me he was only dressed like that day is because he was helping a friend move. And he was, why wear good clothes? Why ruin them? Why not wear luxury clothes? And then he just went from there, went right to the meeting. He goes, I apologize, I didn't shower in time. If I did stink, but I had to do some business. I said, you're okay. You're okay. I said, you just blew me away. I told him the story, and he just started laughing. He goes, now, I want you to focus on something. I want you to focus on the one main thing. He goes, it seems like you're very uptight with money. And I was at that type. And I was, at that time, I was very focused on the money. I was thinking, okay, how am I going to pay my bills? Okay, I got a car payment coming up. I got a mortgage coming up. I got bills to pay, the phone bill, the internet, especially if I'm an online marketer, online coach, and the things I'm doing. So what did I do? I said, okay, I got $2,100 in the bank. I don't know how I'm going to do this. He gets me on a call like me talking to you right now, on a Zoom call though. And he says, listen, I want $1,400 up front. In 2 weeks, I want the other $1,400, and then we can go from there. He says, that would be your payment for the month, and then we move from there. And I was thinking to myself, well, if I'm going to give you $1,400, it leaves me $600 basically for food, mortgage, car, and everything. And in 2 weeks' time, I have all these bills coming out. And he says, don't focus on the money. Don't focus on what you're losing out on compared to what you're going to gain. I didn't understand what that meant at first. So finally, I just, I said, you know what, for the first time in my life, I want to take this leap. And you know how it's like right there, you want to do it and you back off. You do it, you want to do it, you back off. You want to do it, you back off. You get skeptical. Well, I did it. I gave him the $1,400. You can't get that money back. Once you e-transfer it or something, you can't get it back. So I said, okay. And he says, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to knock that part about you thinking about money all the time. We're going to knock that out of the park. I said, what do you mean by that? So he started nailing me and grinding me and basically getting inside me and finding out my passion. And I didn't really know it because I was so scattered. I didn't really know what I was doing. So he pulled out the best of me. He pulled out the best of me within that 2-week period. And then he says, listen, you just follow your passion, man. You follow your passion. You get a big heart. You know what you're doing. You've got all this education behind you, but stop using the psychology. Stop using the social work. Stop using the counseling. Stop using that stuff. He says, what you need to do is you need to listen more. You got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen more and just understand where I'm coming from. And then we went through scenarios after scenarios after scenarios. And finally I understood. And then I actually went out and did community health care and stuff like that. So I had to listen more. And I had, instead of being the person that had to guide and be the counselor, I had to be the person that had to listen more. So there was a difference there. So once I started doing that, I learned my passion was starting to come out, and I'm starting to, do more for the soul, the heart, body, and soul. Like I wasn't expecting people to pay me at this time to do certain things. And he didn't want me to get people like, hey, go the odd time and just say, listen, I'll do this for, I don't worry about it. I don't need no money right now. Give it to the next person that needs it more than me. I was broke. You know what I mean? But within that 2-week period, I ended up making $17,000. I don't know how I did it. It's because I listened to him. I know that for a fact. But, the passion come out and things started happening. All of a sudden, somehow or another, $17,000. So I was able to work with him for a while. And he taught me quite a few things about how to sit and listen, how to move yourself and just be yourself. And that's one of the biggest things I walk people through, too. A lot of people, they're too focused on what's not in front of them or what is in front of them, but they're letting that get in the way. It's almost like talking to God, but you're in the way of talking to God. You know what I mean? Like let God take the wheel, but fortunately you won't let go. So it's almost like that. And I've been down that road many times too before. So here's the thing. Automation is a key to me. I use automation a lot. Automation with the emails, newsletters are huge. I write them out the way I want them written out. I have them proofread, and then I send them out once a week. Let people know in that newsletter what's upcoming. Let people know, hey, this is fascinating stuff. Put some extra stuff in there. Tell, hey, listen, you sign up for the email. newsletters and everything else. And what happened is I will give you a free book of doing this, or I'll give you a free this and that. Give them a prize. Give them something worthwhile to actually going for. I mean, don't sit there and leave them hanging. And then webinars. Webinars are cool too. You want to draw someone into a webinar. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, 100 people sign up. 20, maybe 25 people will show up. Maybe 30. They all like what they hear at first, but it's summertime. No matter what time it is, it could be winter time. It could be something going on. It could be, the Super Bowl. It could be anything in the summer. I mean, hey, nobody wants to sit home and watch a webinar. They can always watch a replay or something. So I do automated webinars. So what I do is I'll tape it once, and then I'll put it on automation. So when you go in there, you can actually pick the time slots you want. So it gives them the beneficial. Okay, well, listen, now I can watch them my leisure time. And that's perfect way to go. So, I mean, I love when I do that because now I don't have to talk about the same stuff twice. I'll let the automation do it. They can pick their time, and the email comes to me, let me know, hey, this person's on the newsletter. You can put this person on there and do this and do that. That's pretty cool stuff. So memberships. Let's talk about memberships. Memberships are huge. But the thing is, a lot of people don't do them right. When you have a membership, you want to keep them at a fair price. You want to keep them at a comfortable price. Always offer more value. Always offer more value. It's like right here, right now. I'm giving you something free. I'm giving you all these tips for free, these nuggets right now for free. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it's not that I want you to work with me. It's because I need to share what's in me. I need to share my experiences. I need to share and let people know that this is what helped me. I'm not saying go do it and drop everything else and go do it. I'm saying this is what's helped me. If you're willing to try and work with me on that, or if you're willing to try this stuff on your own, so be it. I think it's cool. I think it's pretty cool. No matter what. If I affect one person in a whole week, I'm doing my job. That's all that matters. Expectations, do not have them. I'm going to tell you why I don't have expectations. Expectations are number one killer for anybody. Anybody, I don't care who you are. So my expectations as an ex-drug addict, alcoholic of 19 years going on, I'm going to tell you something. I used to think very high end of myself. I used to think, well, I'm on the pedestal and nobody can do this. I'm doing this. Oh, look at me. I'm doing better than this. I'm doing that. Now I need 1,000 people this month, or if I don't get 5 people, I'm going to be. You're so hard on yourself if you don't achieve the goal you set yourself out to do. So now I say 1. If I get 1 person, if I affect 1 person, that doesn't mean if I get them in to pay money. That means if I get them to understand what I'm saying. So maybe they just come back and ask questions. Oh, did you mean this, this, and this? Yes. So now it seems like they understand, and that makes me feel good. That makes me feel good. So memberships are really cool. You want to put them in different categories. The first 3 memberships, you don't get to really talk to me. You can through email. But the first 3, I have them set up as you got interviews with high-end people. Some people from the Buccaneers, some people from Direman, some people famous writers, or like famous people. Kyle Wilson, for instance, Jim Rohn's ex-business partner. Some of the people which I'll be bringing on here too. And Catherine Norland, she works with Direman all the time. She's an actress, very well-known lady. A good friend of mine. I also helped write her book with her. And I mean, you'll be amazed the people I'll bring on here. Just keep tight and hang on there. And we're gonna give you some beautiful nuggets. But the memberships, starting from 3 up, that's when you work with me. The third one is beautiful because then you work with me with a program. That program alone, it's 1 year long. And I'm going to tell you a bit about that one. The reason why I want to tell you this one is because it's not just about me. It's about getting a collaboration of 10 people together. It's about working together. It's about building a program together, implementing that in each of their own businesses. Each of them have their own implementation. You don't quit until every one of them have that implementation done. Once that's embedded in their business and you go through each week and you do the 10 months, okay, I can certify them now. Now I can certify them as next level coaching certification because I've seen them do this. I've seen them go through the stuff. And if they're having problems, they can talk to me one-on-one. You know what I mean? They could talk to me, do emails. They can get a hold of me quicker than the people from the first 3 levels. Now, the fourth level is just working direct one-on-one. So, I mean, there's choices there, prices there. Everybody has their different prices, their different values, but I keep it at a very comfortable price per month. I do per month. So I know people can't afford it up front. If they do, well, then I make a special price for them. YouTube. YouTube is huge. Everybody knows that. YouTube happens to be number 2 because you got to remember, Google owns YouTube. Google is number 1 search engine. Number 2, a lot of people don't know it, is YouTube. You go on YouTube and you put things in there, you put your meta in there, you put your different categories in there that behind the scenes that people can actually search. Your SEOs are huge. When you actually put your SEOs in there properly, you can be found. You could be the first on page on Google. You could be first in YouTube. You could be ranked the top 5 in YouTube. Not a problem if you know how to do it right. Now, I let all my YouTube and everything go with my last business. Here's what I did. I started this business I have right now from scratch because I want to show people that you can still go to the top and bring people to the top with you by starting from scratch. Literally starting from scratch. That's no joke. I literally paid, I guess, less than 10 grand to get this going. Now, I've already had the camera, the computer, and the microphone. I already had the office and all that stuff here, but I'm talking about the actual business, the formats, the software, and different things like that. Probably about 10 grand altogether. And I want to show people that they can actually see that you can grow from nothing to something. And I know I'll grow. And I don't want people to grow with money. I want people to grow with their own spirit, their own agenda. So basically, you follow your passion to make that $1 million. That's where I'm at. I want people to follow that passion to make their own $1 million. And that will keep them going. Because at the same time, I'm actually being certified myself as I speak by Think and Grow Rich. The CEO is a good friend of mine. He was actually at my birthday party not long ago. And him and I, we talked about this, and he says, I really love the way you speak. I love the way you do things. I love the way that you conduct your business. He says, a lot of people don't understand that, and that's what gave me an idea. I said, okay, well, this gives me an idea. Start over. Start a new business from fresh. And that's what I've done. I'm not going to say to everybody, just start over and do it over, like do it the right way. You can implement the things that we have going on now into any business. Into any business, no matter where you are. We just have to look at it, restructure it. You have to find the foundation, the structure of it. You got to find out where the leaks are in your business. There's always holes in businesses. And that's why if a flood comes, I want it to be nice and strong wall. So, I mean, I want to make sure everything's comfortable that way, that I can make it happen. Just like COVID. COVID came by. I added another 0 on the end of mine. And I was only a publisher at that time. Oh, I can't afford to do this. I can't afford to do that. People are passing $3,000, $4,000 at a time. Now, I wasn't charging that per chapter, but per chapter, I made it affordable. I made it affordable for people to actually sit there and get into a book and collaborate with certain people that are higher end than me. That's why I was asked to be in all these different ones with people. I've been in many, many books. Many books. I've got over 500 books out there my name is in. That's wild. I've literally published over 200 books. I've written probably 11 books myself. But I'm in the rest because of collaborations. I'm in the rest because I've done forwards, or I've done, some kind of writing involved in there, or somehow, did a review or something in the book. But at the same time, you know what? I keep things going. So I make sure that I'm learning. I'm making sure that I'm still learning today. That's why I'm doing a certification program with Think and Grow Rich. That's why I've hired Armin Moore, the top strategist in the world. I want to learn these different things that people can't afford to actually reach up and get. These aren't cheap people. These aren't people you could just walk up to and say, hey, I want you to train me. You got to pay a certain amount of money for that. I'm not saying I'm in a different category. I'm not. Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of money, that is a lot of money to me. And no matter if I have millions or not, I don't like spending that kind of money. But I mean, I spent over $500,000 in my day on coaching. And I bet you any money, 275,000 of it was a waste, because the coaching, sometimes you hire a coach that will let you get away with things. That's not a good coach, because you're enabling you to do the same behavior you did before. You can't do that. You got to hire someone that's actually going to be, give you tangible proof that you're going to grow. You want to get along with someone at the same time. It's okay to be friends, but there's business is business. That's why I always tell people I care more for your business than I do your emotions. Because when it comes to your business, hey, your friendship's off. I have no choice but to sit there and walk you through this and let you know. But I don't tell you in a rude way. I don't try and do it that way. I do it very nicely, and I break it to the person. So if there's something going on with their business, I try and tell them, hey, listen, you know what? If you're trying it this way, have you ever tried it this way? And it gives them an idea. They have their own thought. They put their own thought into it, and then they move forward. And they say, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I should try it that way. And I said, okay, well, how about I walk you through that? That way you could learn it. Do you see the difference? It's not like, hey, listen, you're doing it the wrong way. Let's do it this way now, because it's never going to work that way. I've had people talk to me like that, and it blows me off. I don't feel comfortable. I would rather make the choice myself, someone to give me that choice. That's what my coaches do. They give me the choice. They show me by example, tangible proof that something's working for them and for others. So when I see that happen, guess what? I'm more willing to work with them. I'm more willing to accept, hey, their guidance is pure. And I like that too. But one of the main things that we all want to talk about is our self-will, our comfortableness. Stop being comfortable where you're not comfortable. Otherwise, if you're in a situation right now and you want to make more money, but you're afraid to move forward, you're stuck in the comfortableness. Get out of the comfortableness. Get uncomfortable. When you get uncomfortable, you're going to grow. Because I'll tell you right now, when you're uncomfortable, you're going to learn different things. You're going to digest different things. You're going to be able to move forward, and you're going to be able to say, okay, well, I've already learned all that stuff up to this point. Now, like for me, for instance, I want to go next level. So if I want to go next level, how do I do that? I got to learn different things at a higher end. So I'm uncomfortable doing that. I mean, at the first week, it's like, what am I doing, man? I don't understand this. I get frustrated. I get, but that's normal stuff. It's very normal to get frustrated. It's very normal to think things, to think negative about the situation. It's how you act afterwards and how you pursue it. It's what makes a difference. And that's one of the biggest things in life, is when something happens to you, how you react. Are you going to react negative because someone said they don't want to take you as your service on? I had a guy the other day. I said, listen, I apologize, but I just don't think your service is going to improve me. He tried giving me 10 to 15 different ways it would, because he just wanted to make a sale. He didn't care who he was. He didn't even look who I was. He didn't even ask me who I was. And he got negative. He got defensive. I said, it's pretty sad that a CEO would beg person. I said, stop lowering your value. Stick to your guns. You want to make things right? You want to make things happen? Don't lower your value by giving something, cheaper. Don't lower your value by telling people, hey, listen, it's okay to walk through this and enable them. No. Don't do that. If you want your business to grow, you need a backbone. You have to put yourself out there and let people know that you're there for a solution to their problem. If you have to figure out what the solution to the problem is, like I said, you can go on and ask many, many people different questions. You can ask them A, B, C, or D. Hey, listen, blah, 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 A, B, C, or D. And when someone pisses me off and I get angry at them or frustrated at them, and I just get up and walk away. And in my mind, I think this way. This is the exact same words I put it. I don't make a big, long sheet about it. When you do this, it affects me because. Simple. And I got the understanding. So maybe it's not them, maybe it's me, because I'm not accepting what they're critiquing, or I'm not accepting what they're saying. So we need to sit back and watch what other people are saying about us, because if 3 people tell you have a tail, you might want to look behind your back. Anyways, I'm Robert J. Moore. I can't wait to talk to you next week about some more stuff. Cheers, everyone.